Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to introduce you to the massive game collection. This is 24 products that I've done over the past 2 decades, right? That you're going to get for one low price. Check this out. Now, in the massive game collection, you're going to get my audio and video programs, seminars, and ebooks. These audio and video programs include How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day audiobook, The Bad Boys Guide to Dating program, Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men, Man Up, Principles Every Man Should Live By, The Abundance Mindset, How to Date Multiple Women Successfully, The Confidence Booster, Become the Man Women Naturally Desire, The Conversation Booster, Know Exactly What to Say to Spark Attraction, The Secret Woman Code, 7 Things Women Do to Deceive and Play Games, The Simple Way to Talk to Women, What Every Man Should Know About Sex, Dating, and Relationships, and Stop Being Nice and Friendly, How to Escape the Friend Zone for Good. Now, the seminars you're gonna get are Expectations versus Reality Seminar, The Bad Boy Seminar, The Truth About the Game Seminar, How to Pick Up and Date Multiple Women Seminar, The Manhood and the Game Seminar, Reclaim the Game Seminar, and Step Up Your Dating Game Audio Seminar. And the ebooks that you're gonna get are Looks Don't Matter ebook, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day ebook, The Bad Boy ebook, and 60-second game ebook. This collection covers everything you need to know about attracting and maintaining beautiful women in your life. This is what you're gonna learn: how to approach women with confidence, overcoming your fear of rejection, mastering conversations and how to flirt, improving your appearance and presence, dating multiple women without drama, staying out the friend zone, understanding female psychology, and much, much more. I've noticed that many men today are either afraid to approach women or have given up entirely, thinking it doesn't work anymore, right? I see a lot of videos on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube of women saying they don't want to be approached, and then they're saying they want to be approached, and guys are confused and guys are frustrated at approaching women. And so what I've done is that I've created a brand new program, right, that is only available on the massive game collection called Approaching Reborn, to motivate you guys to really go out there and approach. So this program, Approaching Reborn, is going to give you 5 easy, proven ways to start approaching women again without fear of constant rejection, right? So inside this program, you're going to learn the mindset shift that makes approaching natural and stress-free, also an approach style that drastically reduces instant rejection, and then 3 powerful ways to approach women in different situations for maximum results, and more insider tips when you check out this program. So not only are you going to get all these other programs, you're going to get this brand new program called Approaching Reborn that's going to teach you how to really go out there, approach, and get the results that you want. How much will you need to invest to get the massive game collection? Now, keep in mind, you're getting 24 products. So if you were to purchase each of these products individually, it would come up to $2,185 if you got all of these combined. But you're not gonna have to invest that much today, because from now up until August 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can get the massive game collection for the low price of only $997. That's it. Only $997. So that means you're saving more than $1,000, right? Guys, let's be honest. You've probably spent more this year simping, tricking, going on dates with women who don't like you and waste your time. So now's the time to stop making the same mistakes you've been making and invest in yourself so you can get what you want out of the dating game. Now remember, you have from now up until August 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get on the discount price of $997, all right? Because on September 1st, the price is gonna go way up. So make sure you click the link below or go straight to shoplocario.com right now to get the massive game collection today. Yo, 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 we here. What's poppin'? We are here on this late night stream. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. What's going on? Shout out to everybody on this late night stream, man. We are here. We about to get it cracking. I don't know why my stream deck ain't working right now. This shit crazy. My fucking sound effects ain't working and all that. But anyway, we gonna get it in tonight. Man. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I see some of y'all came in early. I saw the promo, you feel what I'm saying, for the massive game collection. Make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com. Get that shit cracking. Get the massive game collection. That right there will change your life. So make sure that you guys get that. And remember, it is a limited time where it's going to be at the low price. You feel what I'm saying? So it's going to be at a higher price on September 1st. So after August 31st, which is, September 1st, right? The price is going to be raised. So make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com right now, so that you can get it and get it going. But shout out to everybody. Let me see who I got in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC, in the building. Shout out to April MC in the building. Shout out to June Sports in the building. Duke Alex. What's going on? Steve O Baby was popping. Aussie in the building. What's good? Who else we got up in here? The Paul 9559 Chocolate Daddy in the building. Pause. Who else we got up in here? Kid Frankie. Daniel No, what's going on with your man? Mike Clemens in the building. J-Bone in the building. Jay the Plug in the building. Ephos is here. Martin the Max in the building. What's going on? 13 Leak in the building. Blastomatic. The Paul, what's going on with you? Who else we got up in here? Fred Blogs is in the building. Young John the Sauce God is here. So guys, listen, man. We ain't gonna be here too long because it's like 1:30 in the morning while we're recording this. But, I wanted to, give you guys some game today, because this title right here, 90% of men will stay sexually frustrated unless they do these two things. We about to get in it. We about to do it. You feel what I'm saying? We about to do it. But guys, if you want to call in, the call-in number, let me put the banner on real quick. So the call-in number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. So if you have a question, put a Q in the chat if you want to call in, donate, and then call in and we'll get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this, man. Let's talk about this topic of 90% of men will stay sexually frustrated unless they do these two things, right? So what are the two things that, people need to do, these guys need to do to not be sexually frustrated? So I'm going to talk about the first thing, and then the first thing is going to lead into the second thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you guys don't do the first thing, then you can't do the second thing I'm going to talk about, right? And so first I want to talk about being sexually frustrated. So you got a lot of guys out here who they'll say, man, the game is rigged. Women only want a certain type of guy. If you're not 6 feet, if you don't got this, if you don't got that, yada, 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 you got to have the jawline. You got to be this height, whatever. You understand? A lot of guys are frustrated out here because, they're dealing with women and they're not, getting what they want. You feel what I'm saying? And shit is not going the way they want it to go. Right. And the first reason we're going to get into, or the first thing that guys need to do so that they are not sexually frustrated out here, right, is the first thing that you got to do is that you have to admit, follow what I'm saying here. Follow what I'm saying. You have to admit that you don't got no game. You understand? You got to admit that you ain't got no game. That's the first thing you got to do, or else you're going to stay sexually frustrated. See, what happens with a lot of guys is that the reason why they can't actually get what they want in the game is because they can't admit they don't have game. You see what I'm saying? That's the first thing you have to do. You have to admit that you don't have game, right? And once you admit you don't have game, right? Then you can go on to the second thing that you have to do. But let's first stick on this thing about admitting that you don't have game, right? So what happens is that a lot of guys' egos they want to, feed their ego. So they want to think or act like or pretend that they have game. And what happens is that when you pretend that you have game, then you are going to think that you do have game. And then you are going to think that you don't need game. You understand what I'm saying? So what will happen is, we got one free call available. What will happen is that you will do shit where you're thinking that you're doing the correct things that's going to bring you the correct or is going to bring you the most beneficial situation. But what happens is that you're running around in circles doing the same things because you don't want to actually admit that you don't know what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Well, let me see. Hold on. Efos is calling up. Efos, what's going on, man?
It was a free call.
All right, what's up? What's good with you, man?
Yeah, so obviously it is. Like you don't need games to attract women that already like you, right?
Wait, say it again. You said you don't what?
I'm saying that you don't need games to attract women who already like you. You need games to get the women interested in you to maintain her interest.
No. I'm actually glad you said that because that's actually a good point to talk about. So for those who didn't hear, Efosa was asking or saying like, you don't need game to get the women that are attracted to you. And then you were saying that you need game for what?
To keep her interested in you.
Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. So the thing you got to understand about this is this, right? Is a lot of guys, because they come from like the PUA community and all that other stuff, right? They believe that game is trying to convince women that don't like you to like you, or trying to get like really hot girls that they think are unattainable to fuck with you, right? But what happens is that if you think that game is about, first of all, the game ain't about women, but when you think about a strategy to attract or make something happen with women, right? You're not supposed, you can't have the idea that having game means that it is trying to do something to get the woman to like you. So having game, when you said that, well, the women that are attracted to you don't need game for them. Yes, you do. You understand what I'm saying? You do need a game for women who are attracted to you, because part of the game is one, finding the women who are attracted to you and then maintaining that situation and that attraction. You see what I'm saying? So the game is about you finding the women who are attracted to you and then maintaining that shit. It's not about you trying to make a woman attracted to you. That's not game. That's called chasing. That's called you actually running after a chick. Well, go ahead.
Misunderstood. Misunderstood.
Wait, hold on. You gotta slow it down and speak a little clearer. What you say? Say it again.
You misunderstood. That's all I'm saying. You misunderstood. I'm saying that you don't need games. You deal with all. I'm saying that, like, once you don't have games, she can lose interest. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't have games, even if you was already interested you at first. But once you open your mouth and have no games, you're going to lose interest. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, of course. If you don't have games, she's going to lose interest. But what I'm saying is the idea of thinking that you don't need game for women who are attracted to you is incorrect, because you getting the women who are attracted to you is having game. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the point. The point is to find the ones who are attracted to you, not find the ones who are going to give you a hard time, give you resistance, give you pushback, and then try to get with those women or try to make something happen with those women. That's not having game. Well, everything is having game, but that's having weak game. You understand what I'm saying? If you have weak game when you're trying to get a woman to like you. You have weak game when you're chasing a woman. You have weak game when you're trying to interact with a woman who's not giving you 100% cooperation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, Nifosa? All right, brother. Well, listen, man, I appreciate the call, fam. I'm going to holler at you, man. But see, I'm so glad he brought that up, because, again, this is one of the things about you being able to understand that you have to know you don't have game. You see what I'm saying? Because once you understand that you don't have game, right? then you know that you need to do something in order to have it, right? And a lot of guys who don't have game, right, they think that having game is chasing bitches. Shout out to my dude K Zaggin in the building. What's going on? Said I only deal with women who are instantaneously attracted to me. Exactly. So guys, the first thing that you guys have to do in order to really make shit happen so you won't be sexually frustrated is you have to admit that you don't have game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to really understand it. So meaning, when you realize that you are at home looking at your phone every 2 seconds to see if that girl called you, just admit you ain't got no game. If you are, arguing with a woman, just admit you ain't got no game. If a chick flakes on you and then you continue to try to see her and she flakes on you again, you have to say to yourself, God damn it, I ain't got no game. If you are paying a woman's rent, if you're simping, if you're tricking, you have to admit that you ain't got no game. You understand what I'm saying? You have to admit this, because if you don't admit that you don't have game, then you are going to delude yourself into thinking you have game. And if you delude yourself into thinking you have game, you're going to keep making the same mistakes you're making because you don't have game. You see what I'm saying? So when you guys call up and try to argue with us, we're trying to teach you the game, right? That's the thing that's going to hold you back. So the first thing that you got to do is you have to admit that you don't have game. Right now, the second thing you do after you admit that you don't have game is that you have to become a student of the game. That's it. So you have to admit that you don't have game, and then you have to become a student of the game. Once you do that, you will stop being sexually frustrated. You understand? Because once you're a student of the game, getting pussy is easy. You understand what I'm saying? It's so easy. But see, the reason why getting pussy is hard for a lot of guys is because a lot of guys don't have game, and then they'll try to blame shit on the woman. See, whenever you don't have game, you start to blame it on the woman. Well, these women need to be held accountable. These Western women, this is why you hear so many guys on the internet talk like this. Because they don't want to admit that they don't have game. You see what I'm saying? And then they don't want to become a student of the game. Because this is what happens. This is how their ego works. This is how it works with their ego. They'll see myself, K Zaggin, 1950, Steve, Miles, King Dre, Coach EO, Mr. Justin, whoever, right? Boss Mac, right? They'll see guys like us who have game, and they'll be like, man, fuck that nigga Locario. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. What the fuck? Who the fuck he think he is? I got more game than that nigga. He don't know shit. He don't know nothing. He ain't got no bitches. You understand what I'm saying? Like, dudes be really mad because what happens is that they're, seeing myself and K Zaggin and 1950 and Steve and Miles and all that other stuff. They see that we're doing our thing. They hear us talk. And then what happens is that he says that's exactly how they talk. Exactly. What happens is that we trigger them because what we're saying is so true and so real. So behind closed doors, when they hear us speak, they're like, fuck, this nigga's right. Like, shit, yeah, that chick did do that type of shit. Or damn, I did fuck up last week when I did that, right? But then what happens is that they don't want to actually admit it. So then they'll project their anger onto the motherfucker who has game. But all they have to do is admit they don't have game and then become a student of the game. You see what I'm saying? It's really that simple. But see, understand that a lot of guys are frustrated sexually because they don't have game and they don't realize how easy it is to have sex. Like, sex is the easiest fucking thing to get. The easiest thing to get. You understand? It's so easy when you have game. You understand what I'm saying? When you don't have game, that shit seems like it's miles and miles away. This is why guys say stupid shit like, I'd rather just pay for it because paying for it is quicker. You know why they say paying for it is quicker? Because it takes them a long time to get sex. You know why it takes them a long time to get sex? Because they ain't got no game. You see what I'm saying? He said, if we were wrong, there would be no need for the hate. A strong man is offended by a lie. The weak man is offended by the truth. That's a fact. That's real shit. It's real shit. It's real fucking shit. But yeah, these guys will be like, yo, it take up too much time to deal with women. I don't got all that time to be dealing with women. You know why they say that? It's because these guys waste time with women. They deal with a lot of women who don't fucking like them. So of course it's going to take time. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to take time. Shout out to my dude, Expert Level Wrestling in the building. What's going on? You see what I'm saying? So what happens is that you have a lot of guys out there, their experience when it comes to this game is they got to put in a lot of work. They got to fucking, talk. They got to try to convince and talk to all these women a certain way in order to sort of, persuade them, convince them, or trick them into fucking them. They got to take them on 10 different dates. They got to talk to them on the phone all day. You understand what I'm saying? They got to do all this shit. Right? When you have game, you don't have to do all that shit because you understand yourself and you understand what you need to do to get what you want. See, you might say to yourself, but Locario, how do I really know if I don't have game? It's really simple. Really simple. This is how you know you don't have game. Okay? You don't have game when you can't get what you want on your terms. You understand? So if you can't get what you want on your terms, you don't have game. You understand? If you get what you want, right, but it's not on your terms, you still don't have game. See, you have game when you get what you want on your terms. It's that simple. So meaning, if you want pussy, but the only way you can get pussy is by tricking, then you ain't got no game. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to fuck a chick, but the only way you can fuck her is you got to speak to her on the phone for an hour, but you don't want to speak to her on the phone for an hour, you ain't got no game. If you want to hook up, but you feel like you got to go on 3 dates, but you don't want to go on 3 dates, you don't have game. Right? Because even if you get the sex, so let's say you don't want to go on 3 dates, but you want to fuck. But then you go on 3 dates and then you end up having sex. That means you don't have game because even though you got sex, which is what you wanted, you didn't get it on your terms. You got it on the woman's terms. You see what I'm saying? So when you want to know whether you have game or not, you have to ask yourself, am I getting what I want on my terms? And now let's move it a step further. Let's go even deeper. Now, when you really, really have game is, am I getting what I want on my terms on a consistent basis? I'm going to say it again. This is how you know you really have game. Am I getting what I want on my terms on a consistent basis? If the answer is yes, you have game. If the answer is no, you ain't got no game. It's that simple. See, because if you get what you want in your terms today, but you can't make that happen consistently, you ain't got no game. You was just macking on accident. You just got lucky. You understand what I'm saying? You just got lucky. So you got to understand that it has to be on your terms and it has to be happening on a consistent basis. Now, Why does it need to be happening on a consistent basis? Because it happening on a consistent basis means that you know how to replicate that thing, that situation, that circumstance. That means that you know how to get what you want on your terms consistently because you know what to do consistently to get that thing. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times you have guys out here where, they'll luck up on the situation, but they can't replicate, they can't do that over and over and over again. You understand? Like I had a friend who he was like, we would go out to the bars, clubs, and all this other stuff, right? And 9 times out of 10, because he would just go out there on the weekend to to smash that night. You understand? That was like his thing. He's like, yo, I'm about to go out to the spot. Come through. I'm gonna be at. He would randomly just send me a text or whatever, hit me up, be like, yo, I'm gonna be out here. So if you're in the area, holla, right? So I'll be like, all right, fuck it. So I would either be going on a date or I'll be doing some other shit and I'll just be in the area. So I hit him up and he be at the spot. So I'll go to the spots, and 9 times out of 10, he's able to pull a chick from the spot and smash that night. 9 times out of 10. Now, why can he do that 9 times out of 10? That's because he has game. He knows how to get what he want on his term. But let me tell you the other secret. The reason why he can do it at 9 times out of 10 is because, and this is why I tell you guys to go to badboymembership.com, because he does this. He understands patterns. You see? So when you have game, you start to understand patterns. And there's so many patterns that you'll see and understand. You understand? So you can condition and train yourself to get one night. That's a fact. See, dude, listen, man. Y'all don't understand how deep this game is. Y'all don't understand. Like, this is what I'm saying, where the game is so awesome. Because what happens is once you understand the pattern, all you need to do is keep doing that pattern to get that result. You understand? And it's the funny part. You guys don't even realize that you do this in your everyday life. You understand? Like, you don't even realize it. You do this every day on like smaller scales all the time. Y'all don't even realize this. You understand? Like, for example, there might be a restaurant in your neighborhood or area or whatever that you like to go to and that you frequent a lot, right? And they might serve a particular food that you really like, right? And then you might go there, let's say like once a week, like every weekend you probably go there, after work on a Friday to pick up some food and get it cracking, right? So you say, I want that food from that particular restaurant. So I know where the restaurant is. I know how to drive there to go. I know how to drive there to go there to get the food. I know that I can get the food by doing this thing, and then I will have that food to consume and I will enjoy it and make sure the shit happen, right? So you understand what you have to do to get from point A to the food. You understand what I'm saying? And you just do that over and over and over again, right? So you say, I want this to happen. So these are the steps I take to make this happen. You understand? I get dressed. I get in my car. I drive a mile down this way. I take a left and I take a right. Then I park. Then I get out and I order the fucking food. They give me the food. I go home. I eat it. Right? You can do that consistently, multiple times. Right? So if somebody asks you, hey, how did you get that food? Oh, well, listen, all I do is I get in my car, I go drive a mile down there, I take a left and I take a right, then I do. You understand? You could tell them step by step how you get from your house to the restaurant to get the food to come back home to eat it. Right? So if you know that you can do that and make that happen, right? Why is it that you can't do that in other aspects of your life? See, the reason why you can't do it in other aspects of your life is because you believe that you can make that happen. You believe you can get in your car, go to that restaurant, go get the food, bring it back home and eat it. You believe that it could happen because you've already done it. You've done it multiple times. You know how to do it. And that's something that's been ingrained into you that makes you believe that that can happen, or that you know that that can happen. But when it comes to you dating, for some reason, when it comes to dealing with women, it's like, I just can't go and tell a woman what I want. What do you mean, Locario? I can't do that. See, imagine how stupid I would sound if I asked you, hey, how do you get that food that you got? And you tell me, hey, you get in your car, you drive down the road, you make a left and you make a right or whatever it is, and you park in a parking lot, you go over there, you order this food, make sure you order it with the ketchup and the mustard and the this so that it gets that really good taste, and then you can eat it. Now imagine I say, but I can't just get in a car and drive down a road and then make a left and then make a right. I can't do that. And then wait a second, you want me to go into the store and tell the person that I want the food? I can't do that, Locario. That's crazy. That's not going to work. They're not going to go for that. Right? You look at me like I'm a fucking idiot. But that's how y'all sound when it comes to y'all dealing with women. It's like, but I can't just tell a woman that I want this to happen. Really? But you can tell that guy to make you the sandwich or make you the food. You understand what I'm saying? But see, again, a lot of people, unfortunately, right? They are indoctrinated into not believing in themselves, I should say. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is when you don't believe in yourself, you stop yourself from taking action. When you stop yourself from taking action, you stop yourself from experiencing what you need to experience to see certain outcomes happen. When you don't see certain outcomes happen, then you are not able to consistently do those things over and over again to see more and more of those outcomes. And then therefore you never get to see the patterns. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, my friend I was talking about, the reason why 9 times out of 10 he was able to go to a spot and pull a chick out the spot is because he understood patterns, meaning that he would go to the spot, he would know the type of woman who's most likely to be cooperative with him, not the woman who's going to give him the shit test, not the woman who's going to be running around acting stupid and trying to get him to chase her and all this other stuff. No, he can tell the woman who is going to be the most cooperative with him before he even goes up to the girl and says anything to her, before she even has a conversation with him. He can tell which types of women are going to be most receptive. And this is not about a woman giving him a choosing signal. He just knows what types. Why? Because he's been in these situations over and over again. And there's certain things that he can tell based on the type of woman he's looking at or about to interact with. You see what I'm saying? So then once he understands, okay, this woman is more likely to give me that energy back that I'm looking for, then I'm going to talk to her and I'm going to talk to other women who are similar to that same type of woman. Then what he's going to do is that he's going to say the same things and do the same things that he's done the 10, 15, 20th time before. You understand what I'm saying? And then when he does the same things that he's done before, what happens is that he starts to see the, 2, 3, 4 similar responses that he gets from the women. So once he gets those responses, he's like, oh, okay, I recognize this type of response. And usually when I get this type of response, I reply with this. And then that usually leads to that. And then that usually leads to us getting up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that a lot of times You guys are not seeing the patterns because y'all are not actually going out there in real life and living. You see what I'm saying? And then once you start to see these patterns, then it makes it easier for you to know what to do to get a specific outcome. It also makes it easier for you to charge women to the game, because sometimes what happens is this, right? When you don't have game, you're usually thirsty. See, let me break this down. This is so okay. Let me break this down. See, what's funny about most of you guys when it comes to this game is y'all thinking, this is what Efosa said when he called up. Y'all are looking at the game when it comes to you interacting with women, the dating game, right? Y'all look at it as like, how can I make myself learn how to do a certain thing to get more women, right? To get hotter women, to get more sex, whatever it is, right? When you have game, it's actually the opposite. It's the opposite. It's you're doing more eliminating than acquiring. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it again. You're doing more eliminating than acquiring. Now, the reason why you're doing more eliminating is because your masculine identity, right, is so structured in a way that it should be more difficult for a woman to get to you. Right? See, a lot of y'all are at the point where y'all will take damn near anything. And when I say take damn near anything, I'm not talking about like just, because a lot of guys be like, well, I'm not going to fuck no fat, ugly bitch or whatever. No. I'm not even talking about that. Let's talk about just even a pretty chick, a hot chick. Y'all will take anything if she's hot. Y'all will take anything if she got some big titties and a fat ass. You see what I'm saying? Well, she bad though. So you see what I mean? Like y'all still in that mindset. Now, the reason why you'll take anything is because you don't require anything. Really? So all you require is that she looks a certain way. So therefore, you'll take anything that looks that way. But when you have game, what you're doing is you're eliminating. You're not taking anything. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, what happens is that you're dealing with women with a fine-tooth comb. You understand what I'm saying? You're inspecting. You're double checking. You're checking it twice, 3 times, maybe 4 times. You're paying attention to everything. And so what happens is that a lot of times certain women are not even equipped to be able to fuck with you. See, a lot of you guys got to understand this. Sometimes this is what happens. This is what you guys don't understand. Sometimes when a woman is dealing with you and she can tell you have game, right? Sometimes she will eliminate herself because she doesn't want you to eliminate her. Follow what I'm about to say. Sometimes she will eliminate herself so that you won't eliminate her. What does that mean? That means that a woman might be interested in you, right? She's attracted to you. But her fear of getting played by you is stronger than her desire for you. Follow what I'm saying here. Her fear of getting played by you is stronger than her desire to be with you. Because what happens is this, is the idea of how she would feel if she got emotionally invested in you and then you dropped her would crush her. But why would she think you would drop her? The reason why she would think you would drop her is because she's not confident enough, or she doesn't believe that you would actually really like her once you got to know her. So what she does is that she won't fuck with you from the jump to eliminate her getting emotionally invested and then you dropping her after the fact. You see what I'm saying? But see, this is the problem. Some of you guys are so insecure that if that was the case, if that actually happened, but you didn't really know that was the reason, but if she just rejected you or didn't want to fuck with you, you would believe she didn't want to fuck with you because you ain't shit, or you ain't tall enough, or you ain't got the six pack, or you ain't got the money, or you understand? You'll start believing that type of shit, where it could have been the other thing. But this is the funny part, is that, once you have game, right? You know that it's a possibility that the chick may fall back because she doesn't want to get too emotionally invested. Right? But when you don't have game, what you do is you question yourself based on the action of the woman. You say, what's wrong with me? You understand what I'm saying? Oh, she don't want to return my text. What's wrong with me? She don't want to go on a second date. What's wrong with me? She don't want to have sex with me. What's wrong with me? You see, you ask what's wrong with you when you don't have game. You see what I'm saying? So when you have game, you never ask what's wrong with me, because you understand there's nothing wrong with you when you have game. And see, it's not that there's nothing wrong with you when you have game. It's when you have game, you realize there's nothing wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's important to have game, because having game gives you the realization, the clarity. You see what I'm saying? But guys, if you want to call in, the calling number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. You said, why would you question you when it's you who believes in you as a man? Why wouldn't you trust yourself? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And see, the problem is a lot of these dudes, when they don't have game, they always think there's something wrong with them. And see, the reason why they think there's something wrong with them is because they think if they was on point, or if there was, if they were attractive and all this other stuff, then that woman wouldn't have said no, or that woman wouldn't have walked away or not called them back, or whatever the fuck they thinking. You see what I'm saying? But again, those thoughts come from a man who don't have game. And this is why it's important to understand that you don't have game. See, do you realize that you are better off knowing that you don't have game versus a guy who doesn't have game, who doesn't know? That's even worse. The worst thing ever is to not have game and not know you don't have game. You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine you don't have game and you don't even know that you don't have game. You're not even aware. See, there's certain guys who are aware, but they pretend they have game because they trying to feed their ego, right? They want to feel all big and bad or whatever, right? But then you have guys who don't have game that they don't even know they don't have game. You understand what I'm saying? And those will be the biggest motherfuckers who swear up and down they got game. Those will be the biggest Like, I remember I was on Facebook and This nigga, because I put my videos on Facebook and shit, like little clips or whatever. And this dude wrote a comment, and he like, I forgot exactly what video it was, but his comment was like, he was like, who's this? What is this guy talking about? He's talking about me. He's like, what is this guy talking about in this video? He don't know what he's talking about. And he goes on to say, oh, I was with this girl the other day. We've been talking for like 2 or 3 months. She brushed me off at first, but I eventually was able to get her, and now we've been smashing for the last few weeks. And I'm like, nigga. And shout out to Miles, your language exposes you. So the nigga's talking about, what am I talking about? But this nigga just admitted that some bitch was brushing him off when they first got together. And now he think he doing something because he smashed her after a few months. That's what I'm talking about when niggas don't understand that they don't have game. You understand what I'm saying? This nigga thought he was fly. Talking about, well, I waited around for like a few, 2 months, and then I finally smashed. I'm like, nigga, like these dudes is wild. Let me see what some of these questions are saying real quick. You said, does direct approaches lead to sex? Should I start doing that whenever I want to hook up or have sex with women that I find attractive? Well, here's the thing. See, the problem is with your first question, he says, does direct approaches lead to sex? So essentially what you're saying is, you're saying, hey, Locario, can I get sex by doing this? Which means that you think by doing a specific thing, you're going to get sex. That's the part that's going to fuck you up. Because yes, you can get sex by being direct, but you can also not get sex by being direct. You can get sex by being indirect. You could also not get sex by being indirect. So the problem is that stop trying to do things hoping for guarantees. That's the problem. Because then when you don't get what you were expecting, right? That's the thing that's going to make you feel all bitter and angry and frustrated because you thought that, oh, if I do this thing, then I'm guaranteed this thing. No, you're not guaranteed anything. But when you have game, what happens is that, like I said earlier, is that when you have game, you understand patterns. So what you do is that you create situations where an outcome is more likely to happen because you know how to do this, and that in order to make it more likely that this outcome will happen. But there still is no guarantees. You see what I'm saying? This is what you guys got to understand. There is no fucking guarantees. You understand? So guys be acting like women are robots. You're dealing with emotional. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like dudes, and see, I blame the PUAs because they got dudes thinking they can fucking, like game their way. Oh, they're like, oh, I can spit my game, bro. And then she's gonna, fall for my stuff. And I'm going to build more attraction and build more comfort and build more. I hate building comfort. What the fuck is building comfort? What is that? These niggas be like, you got to build comfort. You got to calibrate, bro. You got to calibrate your calibrations off. Like, what are we talking about? You got to build rapport. You got to build comfort and make sure you're calibrated. And then that's going to make the girl want to fuck with you. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Well, I'm telling you, that's how them niggas be talking. I'm like, I don't understand that shit. It says, then why these PUA losers try to convince the chick to like you? Well, you answer your own question, because it's loser shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's loser shit, man. He said, imagine these idiots not understanding that sexual attraction isn't logical while they're trying to demonstrate their value using logic. Exactly. It's like dudes be backwards as hell. Dudes be backwards as hell. It's funny because I saw a comment under one of the Game Global videos. I thought it was hilarious, and the dude was like, he said Locario must have never experienced a woman falling in love with him over time, right? Because in the clip I said, you know, if a woman is not showing interest up front, and then you continue to interact with her, and then continue to holler at her and try to make something happen, and if something does happen, you just wore her down. You understand what I'm saying? So he says Locario, he's never had a woman fall in love with him over time. And I'm like, how come these guys don't understand that these bitches don't like him? She's not falling in love with you over time. You're wearing her down. You understand what I'm saying? Like what? Like I don't. It's like they totally. You know what it is? It's like these dudes. They make up their own stories based on what's happening. You understand what I'm saying? They just make up these fucking weird ass stories based on what's happening and shit. That's like me saying like, you know, like a dude is trying to fight me and shit, and he's swinging and he punching me, and I'm like, oh no, we weren't fighting. You know, I was walking and I casually, you know, my face just like touched his fist while I was walking in this direction. So we kind of bumped into each other, and then his other fist, you know, casually touched my stomach. But it was a closed fist because he was trying to give me a fist bump, and it's like, no, the nigga's trying to fight you, man. Like, what are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? Like, these niggas be just coming up with these stories. He's like, there's a recent one where Marcus was talking about when you're dealing with a flirty girl, it's a green light, but when you're dealing with a shy girl, you have to take your time. Oh my God, these niggas are the worst. Yo, this shit funny. Oh man. Oh my goodness. You said, I see on your other video that you said that being direct is not just about telling a woman you want to fuck. I guess that being direct means is telling a woman what you want within the conversation. Yeah. So once the conversation is done, the woman should know exactly what the deal is. So if you want to fuck a girl and y'all exchange information and she walks away with your phone number and you walk away with her phone number, she should know that you want to fuck. So if you tell her, hey, let's kick it and hang out and get to know each other, but you're just like, damn, I want to fuck that bitch, and that's it, and that's all you want to do, you're not direct, you're indirect. That woman should know that you want to drop them panties and fuck the shit out of her once she's walking away, and that the next time you hit her up or call her or text her, it's to set up a time for you guys to get together and fuck. You understand? And shout out to PPR. He said, not sure how much longer car is going to be live, but I sent $10 if anyone wants to call in. So yeah, I'm going to be on for another probably like 10 minutes and we're going to wrap it up because it's like 2:00 in the morning, this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And then also me and Miles are going to be doing a Friday show. So make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be fire. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to be fire. Where's these other questions? He says, so basically asking a woman out on a date is being direct. Yes. If you want to go on a date, you say to the girl, hey, listen, let's get together this weekend and I want to take you on a date. We're going to do this, that, and that. And then y'all exchange numbers, you hit her up, and then you do exactly what you said you were going to do. That's being direct. So all direct is that you stating your intentions about what you want to happen. That's it. Where's this shit at? It says, does having friends that don't have game hinder your game? Well, this is the thing. If you're out with them, like sometimes that can hinder it. So if you're like out trying to talk to women and then you got a friend that don't have no game, he could fuck that shit up. I'll tell you a quick story. This Yeah. And shout out to my stepbrother, man. So if he's watching this, you know what I mean? He probably remember this shit. But anyway, my stepbrother, he fucked up some shit with me and this chick one time because he ain't got no fucking game. Like I love that nigga, but he ain't got no game. But anyway, so there was a chick that I met while I was in New Mexico, right? And you know, we talked a little bit, but we didn't really get to do much because I was working out there doing some things. And she hit me up and she was like, hey, I'm coming to New York. So I was like, all right, cool, right? So I told her to meet me in the city because I was going to be in the city around the time where she was going to be there and, you know, coming through, right? So I meet her in the city, you know, we talking or whatever, we get a drink and all this other stuff. And then I said, hey, I'm about to head home, but you should come through to the crib, like come through to my spot. Let's make it happen, right? So she's like, yeah, of course, you know. So we go to the house. And at this point, I was my stepbrother was my roommate, right? So I had three other roommates. It was like a 4-bedroom spot, and it was me, my brother, and then two other roommates, right? So I bring this chick into the spot, and she's in the living room, right? And then my brother comes in, like maybe 5 minutes, like after we get there, we in the living room talking or whatever. So my brother comes in, and this motherfucker act like he ain't never seen a chick in his life. Like he was like, I mean, she was bad. She looked good and all of that, but this motherfucker was yapping, asking her a million fucking questions, ruining the goddamn mood and shit. And then long story short, this chick was like, hey, you know, I think I should go. It's getting late and blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at this nigga like, nigga, just like, shut the fuck up. Why you talking? You see what I'm saying? Like he killed the whole mood. Like I felt like I was more annoyed at him than she was. Like I got annoyed first and then she got annoyed second. And I was like, this nigga just talking about stupid shit. I'm like, all he had to do was come in, oh, what up? And then just walk into his room and close the door and mind his business. Exactly. Yo, I was tight, bro. I was like, this nigga he talked me out of the pussy. How the fuck another nigga talk you out the pussy? But see, that's what happens when you hang out with niggas ain't got no game. You know what I'm saying? That's true. I should have went straight to the room, but that's the thing. I thought he was, I didn't know he was coming home. I was like, fuck, like I thought I had the spot to myself for a little bit. Cause like it was like we were in there for less than 5 minutes. Like we just got in. We didn't even really take off our coats yet. And then I hear this nigga coming in. I'm like, nigga. And I knew it was over because soon as he came in, I saw his face. I was like, oh, this nigga about to say something stupid. Like he about to ruin the whole thing. Like I could see it. Cause he's one of them dudes. Like he's one of them dudes that like joke around and he think he funny and shit. So he was just saying a bunch of stupid shit. And I'm just like, nigga, shut up, man. Shut up. Like, shut up and let this shit happen, man. Fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, let me see what some more of these questions are saying that we're gonna wrap us up. Where was we at? So there's having friends that don't. Oh yeah, we just did that one. Do your products in the ultimate game collection teach about topics that you don't talk about in your bad boy membership? Yeah, so it's called the massive game collection. All the products, or I think there's like one product in there that's on the membership. All the other products are not on the membership. So you got like 23 products that are not on the membership that is not mentioned in the Bad Boy membership. Now, understand that when you're learning game, everything is connected. So you're going to learn things that will make you make connections to other things. You're like, oh, so that's what he means when he says this, because I'm understanding him saying this now. You see what I'm saying? So it's all connected, but it's all different shit. Let me see where we at. My dude Afi in the building. He said, Locario member DWLF game. He's one of the only PUA cats who understand women. That cat from London who had to do some time. His name sounds familiar. I'm trying to remember who that was specifically. But I think I remember his name. I can't remember his face though. I probably gotta look him up and shit. So girlfriend of 2 years canceled next week's date night for a concert with her mom. Long time no see. So I canceled this week's for a party my visiting friend invited me to. I decided before wrong. Wait, hold on. So you say your girlfriend of 2 years canceled the date nights. Well, that's already fucked up because how's she your girlfriend for 2 years? And she's canceling a date night. That's crazy. That's like you got to have a conversation about that shit. That's insane. That's unacceptable. A concert with her mom? That's unacceptable. Sorry. That's not cool. You see what I'm saying? He says, so I canceled this week's for a party my visiting friend invited me to. I decided before. I'm confused about that part. You got to call in because I'm confused about that part. But your girl canceling day night, you didn't vet her correctly because that's wild. He said if a sim gets what he wants on the woman's terms consistently versus a guy who tries to get what he wants on his terms but not getting it consistently but getting little results, is the second guy better? No. So what happens is that a dude getting what he wants on a woman's terms or him getting so basically a dude getting anything that's not on his terms doesn't fucking matter. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. Because and let me explain to you like this, right? So let's say you have a simp and he's basically simping, doing all these other things, right? Him doing all the things to gain sex or make something happen as far as something sexual, right? He's losing each time because he had to do all these things he didn't want to do to get it. You understand what I'm saying? He had to do all these things that he didn't want to do to get the thing. So all the things that he didn't want to do is always going to be a burden. It's going to be heavier than the thing that he's trying to get. So if he's doing all these things he don't want to do to get sex, even though he gets the sex is never going to be as good as if he would have got it on his terms. You understand what I'm saying? Because he still had to go through all. It's almost like, think about it like this. Think about a person who hates their job, right? They're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, right? But they fucking hate being there. So what happens is that they're unhappy even though they're getting the money, correct? So they want the money, but they're not getting it on their terms, which is why they're unhappy. You see what I'm saying? So the trade-off isn't really good anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you're still losing, even though you got the specific thing that you were trying to get. Right? And then so you're saying that a guy who's trying to get what he wants on his terms, but not getting it consistently, but getting little results. So this is the thing. If a guy is getting what he wants on his terms, right, but he's not getting it consistently, that usually means that he's getting lucky in certain situations. You understand what I'm saying? So meaning that he just happened to be in a situation where it just turned out that way, but it turned out that way without him actually consciously doing anything, or meaning like he didn't put in any action to make the thing happen. So he's like, man, like let's say for example, he's out with his boys, right? And he's like, damn, I would love to smash a baddie tonight, right? I just want to, go to this party and it'll be dope. I would love to like take a chick to the bedroom upstairs in his house party and smash, right? So he goes to the party, he's chilling, and he he starts talking to some girl real quick, and then she's like being very sexual toward him and shit. And then she's like, hey, do you want to go upstairs or whatever? And they go upstairs and then they fuck, right? So he went to the party to smash and then he made it happen, right? But that happened in that moment at that particular situation, but he can't replicate that. He can't go to 2, 3, 4 other parties to do that type of shit. It just happened because he just happened to be there, right? And so the thing is that when a guy gets what he wants on his terms and he has game, the reason why he's getting what he wants on his terms and consistently is because there's something that he's doing. You understand? So you guys got to understand, there's something he's doing in order to keep getting this a certain way. You understand? Because understand that the outcomes that happen are a result of certain actions being taken. See, there are certain things that go down where people are not even aware of the shit they're doing. So let's say, for example, you know, like how some people just happen to always be in some bullshit. You know, they probably end up going to jail all the time, or they're always in some drama and all this other stuff. They're doing things to get there, to keep going to jail, to keep being in drama, to keep being broke. There's actions that happen. Exactly. There's patterns of behavior. So there's patterns of behavior that cause you to be in some bullshit. And then there's also patterns of behavior that cause you to be in some awesome shit. So if you say, damn, I'm always in these awesome situations, right? It's because that person who's in those awesome situations, they know how to get themselves into those awesome situations. They know how to do the things that get them into those awesome situations. See, that's having game. You see what I'm saying? But the problem is that dudes think having game is chasing after some bitch giving you a shit test and thinking that you got her to fall in love with you after spending 10 hours straight with her. So say that's what they think having game is. That's not it. Having game is when you say, hey, I want A, B, and C to happen, so I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and then A, B, and C will happen. You understand? That's how it works. Hold on. Where is the... where was we at? I'm gonna answer some more of these questions and then we're gonna wrap it up. It says, I have a comment. I have a woman I'm meeting tomorrow. Should I mention getting a room since you agreed on coming to my house, but I changed my mind about bringing her to my spot? You see, you guys need to oh, let me tell you something, right? So the problem is with that is this, and this is why you guys have to be very decisive and know what you want. Because when you make plans with a woman, you don't want to keep switching up the plans. You understand? You want the plan to be the plan, and then she's following the plan. Because soon as you start switching up the plan, right, then that switches her mindset about who she sees you as. You understand what I'm saying? Because now you're being flip-floppy. You're not being grounded and you're not being consistent in who you are. Because the thing is this, when you're masculine, right? When you're a man, you're decisive. You understand? You say, we're going to do this, and then we do that. That's what we're doing. We're doing the thing you said, right? But if you say you're going to do a specific thing and then you switch it up, that's not masculine. Exactly. Being indecisive is very unattractive. And so what happens is that, and this is what you guys don't understand, is that you doing, let's say you did that. You hit her up and you said, hey, let's do this. Can you just meet me at this hotel instead of coming to my house? That one action of you flip-flopping right, can have an effect on the entire relationship that you would have with that woman. So let's say you started seeing that girl, y'all started hanging out, y'all started seeing each other, you started dating, and then you've been with this girl for 7-8 months. That one thing you did will carry over for all those months. So what does that mean? That means that she might start looking at you different, acting different towards you, being a little resistant, being a little disrespectful, all because of that one thing you did this time. You see what I'm saying? That's what you guys don't understand. Y'all be thinking this shit don't... Listen, everything matters. Everything. You guys got to understand that. So you fuck with that chick and you switching up this shit. And let's say this is the first time y'all getting together, and then you like her, you want to keep shit going, and then she keeps, seeing you and all this other stuff. Then you can be like, yo, why this girl tripping, man? Like you've been seeing her for 7, 8, 9 months, and she, like, why is she tripping today? She's tripping today because the shit you did from the beginning, that's a domino effect. Because from that day, she didn't see you as a man. It's really that serious, guys. I'll be trying to tell y'all. Y'all be thinking I'm bullshitting. You understand? You gotta be careful about how you move out here. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be careful. It says, I guess when you don't have a mouthpiece, you gotta go direct because that's the only way to not waste time. However, if you have a mouthpiece and build sexual tension, you can take women on dates. What? What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? It's crazy. I'm gonna tell you, this shit really hurts my heart when I be reading some of these things. Like, it's like, again, I used the example before. It's like if I go to if I watch a live stream of a nigga that teaches math, and I type in the chat 2 + 2 is 19, that nigga's gonna be like, ugh, what is he talking about? And it's like you wrote it with such conviction. You understand what I'm saying? Like you wrote it like you were like really like sure of what you were like. What are we? I guess when you don't have a mouthpiece, you got to go direct because that's the only way to not waste. How does that even make sense? When you don't have a mouthpiece, you got to go direct because that's the only way to not waste time. But when you are direct and you're not wasting time, the reason why you're not wasting time is because you're direct, and that actually means you have a mouthpiece. What are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? Bro, like, he said he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what it means to have a mouthpiece or what building sexual tension is. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, I'm like, wow. So he said, however, if you have a mouthpiece and build sexual tension, you can take women on dates. But what does that have to? I'm confused. Could you just go over the 2 things that 90% of men need to do? I said it earlier. You probably came in late. The 2 things they got to do is they have to admit that they don't have game. And then once they admit they don't have game, they have to be a student of the game. Those are the 2 things. If you don't do those 2 things, you're going to stay sexually frustrated. And the reason why you're going to stay sexually frustrated is because you don't have game. When you don't have game, you are not sexually attractive. When you're not sexually attractive, it is very hard for you to acquire sex. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be very hard for you. See, you got to understand, guys, is that a lot of times when you guys go out with these women or talk to these women and interact with these women, part of the reason why it's hard for you to get sex is because some of the women that you talk to, one, they have a lot of guys or they have guys on their roster for dick. You're the guy they're sort of like, you know, hoping could be their boyfriend, using you for time, energy, so forth and so on. You see what I'm saying? And they're not that sexually attracted to you, which is why they can do that. So a lot of times you guys go on dates and shit and you be courting these women and hanging out with these women and shit, and you try to get sexual with them and they tell you, hey, I'm not the type of girl, we should take it slow. You know, I'm dating with intentions, I'm dating with a purpose and all that other stupid shit. What essentially happens is that they're not sexually attracted to you, and they already have their roster of dicks. You understand what I'm saying? So meaning that girl that you went out with the other day where you took her out to dinner and she gave you a kiss on the cheek, you know, she just came from getting fucked, or the guy who fucks her is on his way to the house to fuck her. What I'm telling you guys is be the guy that's fucking. It says, if your girlfriend asks for role playing, should this thing frustrate you? Does she fantasize other men by saying... Well, listen, your girl just might be into role playing. I mean, if you're not into that, then you're not into that. But I don't understand how she became your girl and you didn't realize that she was into that. You know what I'm saying? But why are you worried about her fantasizing about other men? Y'all be worrying about shit y'all can't even control. Like, what do you talk like your girl could be fantasizing about another man every time y'all fucking, you wouldn't know because you can't read her mind. Why are you worried about that? Woman, these dudes can't stand it. I swear, these niggas. Yo, if these niggas could, what's that shit from Back to the Future, the DeLorean or some shit? If these niggas could go and hang out with Marty and Doc and get into the fucking DeLorean and go back in time and stop these women from fucking, they probably would. You understand what I'm saying? They would stop her from getting dick. Like, these dudes is wild out here. Man. What was we at? All right, we're going to answer these two questions and we're going to wrap this shit up because it is 2:30 in the morning. I got a coaching session in the morning at like 10 and shit. I'm like, oh my goodness. Where was we at? Okay, so this is the last one. Didn't you say on Game Kings that everyone has game, but some people's game are just weak? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone has game because everything that you're doing requires game, whether you realize it or not. So like I was saying earlier, is that sometimes people do shit and they're not aware of the shit that they're doing, which causes a certain response or reaction. But see, what happens is when you have weak game, what that means is that you can't get what you want on your terms. So if you can't get what you want on your terms, your game is weak. If you can get what you want on your terms, your game is tight. You understand? So you having game is a strategy to get what you want on your terms. So if your strategy can't get you what you want on your terms, your game is weak. Or AKA you can say you ain't got game. So saying you ain't got no game or your game is weak, same shit. Saying your game is tight or you got game, same shit. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, same shit. Woo. All right, so people, listen, we about to wrap this up, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Remember, guys, make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com, get your online dating consultations, and also get the massive game collection, which is at a discount price up until August 31st. So I'm telling y'all, get this shit now. Because once September 1st comes, price is going up, and that's what it's going to be. You feel me? Also, make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Also, make sure you guys go to masculineidentity.com, masculineidentitymembership.com. Join the Masculine Identity Membership so you're going to understand who you are, what you're about, and how you want to navigate out here in this game. Also, make sure you guys go to CunninghamElements.com, get the soap, get the parfum, and get the shea butter. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys go and get all that cracking. You feel what I mean? So that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I will holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out. I am out of here. Hold on. Let me press the real thing right here. Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to introduce you to the massive game collection. This is 24 products that I've done over the past 2 decades, right? That you're going to get for one low price. Check this out. Now, in the massive game collection, you're going to get my audio and video programs, seminars, and ebooks. These audio and video programs include How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day audiobook, The Bad Boys Guide to Dating program, Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men, Man Up, Principles Every Man Should Live By, The Abundance Mindset, How to Date Multiple Women Successfully, The Confidence Booster, Become the Man Women Naturally Desire, The Conversation Booster, Know Exactly What to Say to Spark Attraction, The Secret Woman Code, 7 Things Women Do to Deceive and Play Games, The Simple Way to Talk to Women, What Every Man Should Know About Sex, Dating, and Relationships, and Stop Being Nice and Friendly, How to Escape the Friend Zone for Good. Now, the seminars you're going to get are Expectations versus Reality Seminar, The Bad Boy Seminar, The Truth About the Game Seminar, How to Pick Up and Date Multiple Women Seminar, The Manhood and the Game Seminar, Reclaim the Game Seminar, and Step Up Your Dating Game Audio Seminar. And the ebooks that you're gonna get are Looks Don't Matter ebook, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day ebook, The Bad Boy ebook, and 60-Second Game ebook. This collection covers everything you need to know about attracting and maintaining beautiful women in your life. This is what you're going to learn: how to approach women with confidence, overcoming your fear of rejection, mastering conversations and how to flirt, improving your appearance and presence, dating multiple women without drama, staying out the friend zone, understanding female psychology, and much, much more. I've noticed that many men today are either afraid to approach women or have given up entirely, thinking it doesn't work anymore, right? I see a lot of videos on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube of women saying they don't want to be approached, and then they're saying they want to be approached, and guys are confused and guys are frustrated at approaching women. And so what I've done is that I've created a brand new program, right, that is only available on the massive game collection called Approaching Reborn, to motivate you guys to really go out there and approach. So this program, Approaching Reborn, is going to give you 5 easy, proven ways to start approaching women again without fear of constant rejection, right? So inside this program, you're going to learn the mindset shift that makes approaching natural and stress-free, also an approach style that drastically reduces instant rejection, and then 3 powerful ways to approach women in different situations for maximum results, and more insider tips when you check out this program. So not only are you going to get all these other programs, you're going to get this brand new program called Approaching Reborn that's going to teach you how to really go out there, approach, and get the results that you want. How much will you need to invest to get the massive game collection? Now, keep in mind, you're getting 24 products. So if you were to purchase each of these products individually, it will come up to $2,185 if you got all of these combined. But you're not going to have to invest that much today, because from now up until August 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can get the massive game collection for the low price of only $9.97. That's it. Only $9.97. So that means you're saving more than $1,000, right? Guys, let's be honest. You've probably spent more this year simping, tricking, going on dates with women who don't like you and waste your time. So now's the time to stop making the same mistakes you've been making and invest in yourself so you can get what you want out of the dating game. Now remember, you have from now up until August 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get on the discount price of $9.97. All right, because on September 1st, the price is going to go way, way up. So make sure you click the link below or go straight to shoplocario.com right now to get the massive game collection today.